I'm so excited about this video because I am doing another Disney trip announcement, and this trip is going to be unlike anything I've done before. So I'm going back to Disneyland Paris once again. This time I'm going to be going mid-May, and I'm going to be going for just 2 nights. Now, I've never done a really short trip like that before, so I'm so excited to try this out. I'm also interested because I tend to visit in the off seasons, so it's normally quite quiet, but this time it will be May, so it'll be quite busy. So I'm really excited to see how much you can fit in during a 2-day trip during a busier time of year. I will be visiting on a Monday and a Tuesday, so I deliberately picked to go in the week, so it should be a little quieter, and I have avoided any school holidays and public holidays, so hopefully, even though it will be busier, it won't be too bad. This trip is also going to be a solo trip, so it's going to be really fun to go and do all the experiences and eat in the restaurants that I've been trying to get to, but didn't have success during my last trip. And since my last trip, loads of things have reopened, and that is going to be very exciting because I've managed to get some really great reservations. I am going to be flying again this time, simply because it was the easiest way to get there, but something a bit different, and maybe the packing cubes have got to my head and I'm feeling overconfident, but I'm only going to take a backpack, no luggage, just a backpack this time. So that is also going to be very interesting because someone like me who is a serial overpacker, but I think I've cracked it with the whole packing cube thing. I think I've managed to learn how to pack properly, so I'm going to really challenge myself this time and just take a backpack. I have 2 days in the park, but my trip is actually 2.5 days. I'm going to be flying out on a Sunday afternoon, and then I'm just going to get the high-speed train to Disneyland Paris, which takes 10 minutes, and then a shuttle to my hotel. So this is my first time using the high-speed train. I've passed the train station loads of times at Charles de Gaulle Airport, so this time I'm actually going to do it. It is the most expensive way to get to Disneyland Paris, but because of the time I will be landing, the magical shuttle is no longer running, so I've decided to go on the train this time. The other downside is that you have to book your train times in advance. Obviously I could have just bought them at the train station, but what I've done is I've given myself plenty of time and I've kind of booked the last train of the day. So hopefully I'll have lots of time at Charles de Gaulle Airport, and then I can kind of just mooch about, get drinks and stuff for the room before getting on the train. It's also going to be my first time staying off-site, so loads of firsts this trip, which I cannot wait to experience. So the hotel I'm going to be staying at is Campanile? I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that, but it's one of the Good Neighbour hotels. It has regular free shuttles to Disneyland Paris, and it only takes a couple of minutes to get there on the bus, so I'm super excited to be staying there. This is a really good value hotel. I got super cheap room rates. So originally this was going to kind of be a budget trip, but everything changed. So I will go into this story. But yeah, it was a lot of hassle, but it was still a very good room rate, so it's worked out fine in the end. Because I am staying off-site, I have bought my Disney tickets, so I've bought dated tickets, so that's all good. I don't need to register, I can just go with my dated tickets. It's very strange because you just print off a piece of paper. I don't know if when you're there, you just keep the paper on you and use that with both parks both days, or if you will get an actual ticket, but it'd be sad if you don't get an actual ticket. I kind of love having the little proper tickets. But yeah, this is a new first time, never had to buy tickets. I did buy them directly with Disney. They were about £4 more expensive than websites like attraction tickets, but the great thing is they have a flexible policy when it comes to cancellation, and I thought for the extra £4 it's definitely worth having that, just in case you need to change anything, which did come in handy because there was a big situation with this trip, which I'll explain a bit later. So something else that's going to be new this trip is I have bought Premier Access for Mickey and the Magician. I am so excited for the show. Whenever I've been before, it hasn't been showing and I've never had the chance to see it, and I've only heard amazing things. So I am so excited. I've bought the Premier Access purely because after my last Disneyland Paris trip, I went a little too hard. And I ended up with plantar fasciitis. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, but basically my foot hurts all the time. It's very painful. So I didn't want to spend loads of time standing on the spot and things like that. So I bought the Premier Access with Mickey the Magician. So I've got a definite seat and you just have to turn up 30 minutes early to go in and then you can pick your seat. And because my foot has been hurting so much, this will be an interesting trip. Because I'm visiting in May, the parks are open much longer. This is really great because it means you don't have to rush around so much to fit things in, and it also means I can take breaks in the day, so I can either go back to the hotel if I need to, have a little break, then come back out in the evenings. So I think that would be kind of cool so that my foot can kind of have a nice rest, and maybe it won't be as hectic. I mean, it definitely won't be because I can't walk. So I would definitely have to take it easy. I have no option. Or I may finally get to the Skyline Bar. I have said all of my previous trips, I'm going to go to Skyline Bar, I'm going to go to Skyline Bar. The reason I've never got to Skyline Bar before is always because of the timings. So because of the times that the park's shut or the times we had to eat, it just wasn't possible to get there. But now with Disneyland Park shutting at 11 p.m, it means that I might be able to go to Skyline Bar as a break after dinner and then come back to the parks. Although, let's be honest, I am a proper nana. I get up super early. At the moment I've been waking up about 4:30 in the morning. Not my choice. My body's just gone, that's how we do things now. So the thought of doing park opening at 9:30 in the morning until 11 p.m, there's no way I can stay in the park that long. I'm gonna need a break. Hopefully it'll be at Skyline Bar. Third time's the charm. If not, it might be at the hotel, or it might just be a case of that I don't manage to make it till the evening and the close. I would love to see Delight again, but I am super lucky that I saw it twice during my last trip. So if I don't manage to make it, it's not the end of the world. And I kind of think, well, I've got this foot problem now. I'm having to be a proper nana and be like, if you need to sit down in an early night, then that's what you'll do. So this could be a very interesting trip. I'm also excited because I've managed to get 2 dining reservations that I was desperate for. Since my last trip, Auberge de Cendrillon, that's definitely not how you pronounce that either, and Walt's Restaurant have both reopened, and now they've reopened with vegan options on their menus. I am so excited. There's also been some quick service restaurants that have reopened with vegan options as well, including the vegan fish and chips in Toad Hall. So there are so many foods that I'm looking forward to trying, and I've been very lucky to get reservations for both Auberge de Cendrillon, it's wrong, it's definitely wrong, and for Walt's Restaurant. I love trying all these new options. I'm so excited to see so many vegan things on the menus now. It's just amazing, and everything I've had so far has been really good, so I've got really high hopes. I also have never eaten at Auberge de Cendrillon before, so I'm really excited to have this princess dining experience, and I think it looks like a beautiful setting, so that is going to be so exciting for me. Also, the vegan fish and chips at Toad Hall has been the talk of the town. I do love that on the menu. I don't know if it's been changed, but originally it said battered vegan and chips, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I can't eat people. I've got a feeling the menu has probably been updated, so I'm super excited to try that. It's a really unique option to have, and I don't think I've ever had really vegan fish and chips even in the UK, but this was a trip that was kind of never meant to happen. So I had originally booked it because I had planned to buy an annual pass. I was all ready to go, I had everything booked, and it was great because it was going to be a cheap trip. Staying off-site was super cheap. If I had my annual pass, that would include my park entry, so I didn't have to buy tickets, so it was going to be perfect. And then I realised that my passport, although it runs out in January 2024, the issue date is actually June. So in France, they don't actually look at your expiry date. What they do is they consider your passport expired 10 years after it was issued. So that would mean my passport would run out next June, but you have to also have 3 months on your passport before that. Basically, the trips I had planned out in my head, I wasn't going to be able to do because of the passport renewal. And at the moment, with it taking up to 10 weeks to come back, it just wasn't going to get back in time because I need my passport for a trip later this year, further afield, so I can't get a passport ahead of that. So basically this threw a massive spanner in the works. And then a few days after that all happened, Disney announced that their annual pass prices were going up. I think they've gone up about 30 or 40 euro a year, and also some of the benefits changed and some of them were taken away, which was not great. So it has kind of made me second guess, do I need an annual pass or not? If I am going to get an annual pass, it won't now be until next year. So because I was no longer going to be buying the annual pass, I was like, okay, maybe I'll cancel this May trip, because that was the primary reason I was going, and it's the reason why I booked just a short 2-day trip. As I say, normally I visit for 5 days, but this I just was like, have a little nice trip, buy your annual pass, win-win. So because that was no longer going to happen, I thought maybe I'll cancel that and save the money towards the next trip. And that's when things got complicated. These days, so many places offer you free cancellation, free modifications, things like that. So whenever I'm booking, I always look for that. So I had managed to cancel everything and get refunds, and with the flights, I had a voucher, so I was absolutely fine. So then I came to cancel the hotel. I'd booked on Expedia, free cancellation, which is what I always do. And then when I tried to cancel, Expedia told me, oh, actually, it's going to cost you 50% of your room rate to cancel. And I was like, what? So Expedia told me that even though they were offering free cancellation, the hotel were going to charge. That's not free cancellation in my mind. I don't see how you can sell something as free cancellation when it isn't free cancellation. Is that just me? That seems a bit bad. So long story short, I was kind of stuck. I either had to lose money on the hotel or rebook everything else and go. So that is what I did. I have to say, it has put a little bit of a niggle in my mind about the hotel. From all the reviews, the hotel itself seems really nice, a great convenient place to stay, fantastic prices, but this kind of has put a little black mark next to the hotel because it's kind of unsavoury to sell something as a free cancellation when in actual fact you're going to charge people. So that is the story of why this is a 2-day trip, all of the kerfuffle that came to it, but how now it's worked out perfectly because I'm getting to experience so many things I've never done before, such as new restaurants, new modes of transportation, staying off-site, visiting in a busier time of year, travelling with just a backpack. I'm so excited for this trip because it's going to be unlike anything I normally do, and I think it's going to be so fun to experience it. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll see what the foot does, what the Nana sleeping schedule ends up being, how busy it is, and that will kind of dictate what we get to do. One of the great things I love about Disneyland Paris is it doesn't require lots of planning. So you kind of, apart from my dining reservations, I can just turn up and do what I like when I get there, which is going to be fantastic. And I think it's going to be a really nice mixture of shows, exploring the parks, but maybe not doing as many rides. But I think that's a great thing about visiting Disney is you could go and not go on any rides and have the most fantastic time. So I'm just really excited to get back. I cannot wait. It's going to be so fantastic. A little dose of magic again. And if you'd like to join me on this new adventure, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. The new series will start in June. So until my next Disneyland Paris vlog series starts, I will be doing videos all about how to plan your own most magical trips to Disneyland Paris and Disney World. If there are any topics you would like to know more about or any questions you have about planning trips, let me know in the comments down below and I will use that as inspiration for upcoming videos. It's now just a few weeks until I will be back at Disneyland Paris. I cannot wait. It's going to be such an exciting trip to take. So I hope you will join me on my next adventure. Thank you so much for watching this trip announcement video. And until next time, I hope you have a most magical day. Bye bye.